Hi, Geoff Stock here from Video Camera Courses, and I'd like to share a little bit more information with you that might help you in your filming activities. One of the big things that I hear people asking regularly is, how do I start filming pieces to camera for my training videos, or how do I shoot interviews for documentaries or whatever? So I thought I would share with you some of the stuff that us TV cameramen do. And I've been a cameraman for over 40 years, and I'll tell you what I do, but I see what the other guys do, and it's all very similar. So first thing, a lot of people think when they have to film something of an interview, or quite often if it's filming something of themselves, doing training videos or marketing videos, whatever, and they'll see other guys that'll do it, and they'll have a white screen up, so a plain white wall behind them, or they might have an artificial brick wall or timber, and so they think, well, I've got to do that, so do I have to build a studio, or what lights do I need? So I'll just go through how to do it simply the way that we do. So for a cameraman, television cameraman particularly, we have to go into people's homes and businesses every day. Every day that we film, we do it on location. And so when we walk into a house or a business, we have to start looking for backgrounds and how to film somebody in that location. So I've just chosen this room here. The reason I chose it, the same reason I would if I was in anybody's home, is I look for where the natural light's coming in. In the older days, with less sensitive cameras, we would have to light nearly every interview. But these days there's so much natural light that a camera sees, because it's so more sensitive than it used to be. Natural light becomes our lighting quite regularly, and sometimes we might put one extra light in. But quite often it is like here, where the windows here are giving a nice natural key light or main light. The walls over there are bouncing some nice light here, and actually I should turn it on. There's just a kitchen light, which could act as a little backlight, which is the principle of three-point lighting that we all sort of learnt over many years. So I'll turn those lights on just so you'll see the effect. And quite often when I'm doing this, when I'm walking around a room, I'll hold my hand up and I'll just look at the little bit of light that's falling on the top of my fingers from any sort of window lights or backlights that are in the room. So now I've got a little bit of light on my hair and a little bit of light falling on my shirt, and it's just changed the shot a tiny little bit and lifted it a tiny bit. So that's how I choose the location. So when we're thinking of lighting, quite often we're thinking of position of subject, what's on the background, and where the light's coming from. So I've got the lighting sorted really quite easily, and now I'm looking at where I'm going to place my interviewee or my piece to camera, and I'll talk about the slight differences in that in a second. When we're looking for where to put someone in a shot, you can see here I'm in a kitchen. Now I don't have to be talking about the kitchen or anything happening. It doesn't even have to be a story about a kitchen. It's just in a home. It's in a home that is a normal place for someone to be. And so I can use that as a background for an interview about anything. We're showing someone in the home and they are talking about something in their life. So we're not featuring anything in the kitchen, but it becomes, like you can see here, it becomes a set to shoot the interview. So don't feel that you have to try to make something. You can, in nearly everybody's home, there are any number of backgrounds that you can use to do little pieces to camera, or if you're filming for a documentary or news or testimonials or case studies, you can use the location where the person is to great effect. Now, if they were a mechanic and it was a mechanic shop, you'd obviously have part of the mechanic shop here, and then the area that I have behind is sort of a pretty bare area. So we're looking for an area that's sort of fairly bare to have the person, our subject, sit in front of, and then we're looking for an area over here that's got a little bit of interest and is a little bit even relevant. Doesn't have to be relevant, but it could be relevant. So what we do then is we have the person off to the side a little bit, as I have it here, and then we have their body turning in towards the middle of the shot. And so it balances the shot up. If I was in the middle, it's just a bit dull and boring, you know. So having it over to the side, if I was square like this, it's not balanced again. So the idea is that we turn the body in a little bit and then have them looking to camera. So for pieces to camera, if you're doing training videos or you're doing pieces to camera from a reporter, then this is how I would do it. And now that I've told you, you will start to see it in just about everything you see on television. Slight variations. If it was an interview, I would be looking at the reporter. So I'd be looking off that way, and I would turn the body to camera, but looking at the reporter over where they're sitting beside the camera. And by the way, this is an iPhone 7, not a camera. Okay, so just shows you can do it with anything. It's an unbelievable time for storytelling. So facing into frame, looking at camera, 4 pieces to camera, and if it's an interview, body to camera and looking off to the reporter. Really simple stuff. Still both of them off to the side a little bit. If you're thinking about the rule of thirds, there's your thirds. Eyes on that top third or a little bit above, it still works. And I would be here. I wouldn't be here because I find the little door frame coming out of the head can be distracting or annoying. Pretty simple stuff. As I said, iPhone 7, Rode lapel mic, Smart Lav. I'm using a Struman portrait lens, and I'll take it off to just show you the difference it makes. So that's the standard, I think they call it front-facing camera, but I always think it's a rear-facing camera. It's not the camera shooting out the front of the phone. Anyway, that's the lens. It can clip on the front or back camera. I'm enjoying it at the moment, just testing it, but really enjoying it. I hope you got something from that and found it of value. If you've got anything else you'd like to know, please ask me a question. Leave it in the comments, ask me a question. I'll try and do a video on it. And if you think this would be handy to anyone else you know, please share it and give me a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.